Okay, I'm back. Next is electronics. Similar to my toiletry bag, I have another little Sea to Summit bag. In hindsight, I should have chosen a different color, but when I pack my bag, my backpack, I place them in different spots, so I don't get confused. And this one is a little bit heavier than the other one too. So anyway, so I will open that up, unclip it, and in it, for starter, is a Anchor battery pack. This one is a 20,000 and it weighs 13 ounce, so it's pretty heavy, but it does give you quite a bit of power. But I wasn't sure if that was going to be enough, so I bought another one, and this one is called the Nightcore. This one is 10,000 and it weighs half of the other one. So one could say you could have multiple of those if you like, instead of having one big one. This could be an overkill, but I'd like to be able to stay on trail if I want to, and not have to get off trail only because I don't have much power left. So I'm going to start with these, which gives me hopefully plenty of power. Most people carry either that or just even the 10,000, but I'm gonna start with those two. Then in the bag, I also have something that I may not be keeping for long. So this is another power pack, but this one is for my watch. So it actually sits right on the dial there, and this is dedicated to my watch, though it can be used for something else, but it would be dedicated to my watch. And if I end up, I want to start with it for sure, but I may end up thinking that I don't need to carry both of those. Again, to come back to Michelle, she started with her iWatch as well, and I think she kept it for just a few weeks and then she sent it home. So it could be that I do something similar too, but I want to definitely, start with it. So, and I found this charger, I don't know how much it weighs, but it's pretty light, and it will charge my watch about 4 times. And I intend to put it on, power it off and at night, or put it on different mode. I looked into this, so I'm gonna test it out anyway. Of course, I have my block for when I'm in town. This is supposed to be a quick charger. It is an Anchor as well, and it's got different ports in there. So I'm taking that. And then what else is in the bag? My very important satellite, my Garmin. This will be hanging on my pack though, not in the bag, but right now it's part of the electronics. And a bunch of cables. I was fortunate to be able to locate all the cables I need are in just a very small short cord, so it doesn't get tied up and takes less room. And the other thing which is here is this is also a Nightcore headlamp. It's a rechargeable lamp, and this is super light. Love that. And finally, an item which I am not certain I will keep, but I'm gonna start with, and it's called the Flex Tail Gear Tiny Pump. I don't know if it's focusing or not, but anyway, this is to inflate my air mattress. I don't have to have this because I can do it with the vacuum bag that comes with it. But this also doubles up as a light. I think you have to hold it. Yeah, there you go. At night, so it could be cool to have as well. Anyway, it's very light. Some people have it. It makes a little bit of noise when you inflate, so it could be annoying for other people. But anyway, that's all I got in there. And then just, it's not in the bag, but I also have some wired headphone that I will bring with me too. So, and another little item, whoops, I just dropped it on the floor, but is a very small microphone. If it's super, super windy, sometimes it's hard. The microphone picks all the wind noise, and your voice is overpowered by the wind. So this tiny little microphone, because it's got a, I don't know what you call that part there, will muffle the wind and you can still be heard through. So I think I'm gonna try it again and bring that over. All right, so quickly, the rest is the clothes. So I'm gonna start with, this is the tights I'm gonna wear. Even though it's summer, I want to be protecting myself against the ticks. So I'm opting to wear tights. These are Lululemon tights though, and they are the running tights. So they are super, super thin. It's like you're wearing nothing. I love the fact that they have like deep pocket on each side. And I thought they were nice. Color, blue and colorful, but I didn't go for black because you can't see the ticks. So I was very purposely trying to pick a color, even though there's some black in this one. You could see the ticks in this. So this is what I'm intending on wearing pretty much daily, even if it's hot. But if I really, really want to, I also have a pair of shorts that I can change into. Or I was thinking maybe when I get to camp, I can, you know, take the tights off, let them dry, and then just change into some shorts as well. So that's all I've got. I had different gear that I was gonna wear had I started in March. Fall raven pants that I love, or they were leggings. But I'm gearing up to start in June, so weather should be warmer. And if it's cold, I have my rain pants, so I would just wear my rain pants on top of the leggings anyway. So that is the bottom. On top, I have just a little Lululemon sleeveless, which will work with the tights or with the shorts. I have I don't know what the brand is on this actually, but I wore this sun shirt last year on the West Coast Trail and loved it. It's a zip and it definitely has a sun protection. It has a hood and it's very, very light. So I could wear that on top of the other layers, or I could just wear this, and if it's hot I can unzip. So really like that. And if you're trying to protect yourself from the sun, you can, you know, even though you have long sleeve, that it's light, it's a light shirt. So love that last year. I will also have just a t-shirt that's a smart wool. Again, it breathes, it wicks, you know, all about smart wool probably. It's the best thing to wear altogether. So I'm bringing this, could be an additional layer or two, so could be good. And if it's cold, I got a brand new alpaca shirt. And of course I went for blue. So this will be providing enough warmth, and you can put all these layers together and it'll be fine. And if it's still cold, I have my raincoat that I can put on top of that. For underwear, I am using my smart wool bra in my smart wool. I'm just unfolding them. My smart wool brief. I was going to bring only those two. Yes, smart wool, it wicks and doesn't smell, blah, blah, blah. So I was happy to just deal with those two. But for the Wilson family, you will be happy to know that we had this conversation. I'm actually going to bring another bra and a second pair of brief. This is smart wool again. This one, I can't remember. Oh, that's Athleta. which is good too. So we'll actually have the Wilson family. I will have 2 pairs of knickers and 2 pairs of bra, or 2 bras. So that is that. For socks, the Injinji, I'm taking, that's the toe socks. I'm taking 2 of those, and I'll also be taking 2 Darn Tough socks. And that's the clothes for, and that's the bag that I put my clothes in, but I really I'm not carrying a lot of clothes altogether. So for rain pant, I have, let's see, what were those? What's the brand of these? Marmot. So I have Marmot rain pant, and they zip, so it's really easy to get in and out. And last year for the West Coast Trail, I bought this new OR. So that's my rain jacket in bright yellow, my color. And I also have a few buffs and hanky. The hanky usually will be on my head. This one I wear around my wrist to just, you know, wipe away the sweat. And this is just an additional one, probably hanging off of my backpack. So those are coming with me. And the only thing that's left is in this bag, which is my sleeping clothes. Now, right now, in that bag, I was ready for the colder months. So I was going to bring a long sleeve smart wool, as well as long sleeve smart wool long pants. But I haven't decided yet if I'm taking these or if I'm going for the summer option. And the summer option is also smart wool, but it's just a little sleeveless top and a dedicated pair of smart wool sleeping brief. One is, I'm not bringing both. I might start with the long one, and if it gets hot, I'll just ship it home and have my friend Sunday. Thank you, Sunday, by the way. She's the one that's gonna send me all my mailboxes for my food. And I will give her that, and then she could, you know, ship it back to me as well, ship that to me. So I also had a little black beanie and some smart wool glove, as well as sleeping socks. I bought some Enlightened Equipment booties, but I'm not bringing those for those summer months. These would be for later on. So, but everything goes into the similar waterproof bag to make sure that my sleeping clothes stay dry. If I'm hiking in rain all day long and everything is soaked, all my clothes are soaked, I want to make sure that I stay dry in my sleeping bag. So all these sleeping clothes will be in this waterproof Dyneema material waterproof bag. As well as in that bag will be this puffy. So I have a dedicated, it's a down, so I don't want it to get wet either. So it fits in that bag too. But this is a dedicated nighttime at camp or inside my tent if it's raining outside and it's cold. I'm not gonna wear this during the day. If it's cold during the day, I'm wearing the alpaca that I showed you before. So dedicated to nighttime warmth on that. And then I have a few other things that I may or may not take. This is a Z-Pack waterproof mitt. If it's cold, you don't want your hands to get wet, and it's super, super small. So, you know, I'll probably take them, but anyway, hopefully it's not like winter, but then again, in June, sometimes it can be cold at night. So best to be ready for it, right? So, all right, so next will be, let me think. Oh, I need my shoes, my poles, and I think that pretty much wraps it up. So let me go get those and I'll be right back. Okay, so we are nearly done here. Shoes. I will be wearing the Hoka Speed Goat with my special insert, and hoping this is going to work for me. I've been testing them out and so far so good. I was a boot hiker. I did the West Coast Trail in my oboes, but trying to transition to trail runner. So those are the ones I'm going to start the trail with and hope it's going to work for me. I have the Dirty Girl gaiters that I will wear with that. The pole I'm using are, oddly enough, Louis Garneau, cyclist. My cousin Alain, thank you Alain, see it has your initial written on it. My cousin Alain gave them to me, and so they will be the poles that I will be taking on the trail. As far as camp shoes is concerned, I had bought a pair of Crocs. I used those last year and they weigh nothing. You can use it for water crossing if you need to by, you know, putting the heel section. They're bulky, really, but I managed to pack them and they were okay, so I'll probably take those. My other option for the summer would be the Tiva, because those are super small and, you know, so much easier to pack than the Croc, but they aren't gonna help me on any water crossing. They would be purely camp shoes. As a Croc can be camp shoes, but also help you on the water crossing. So likely I will take the Croc. And what else? Oh, I forgot. I've been wearing my knife and I forgot to talk about it. So this is what I call my Dixie knife. Many of you hikers out there probably have seen this before. And Dixie was wearing one of those, and now she has a series every year that she releases. I managed to secure one last year, so it feels really good. I didn't have this knife last year. I had a different knife, which I like too, but it was a little bit thicker, a little bit bulkier up here. As this one you can see is really thin, so it fits on your chest really well, and by the time you put your backpack strap on, you know, it stays in place, but you can easily have access to it by you just pull through. So and it's light on your neck too, so this is the knife that I'm going to use. And the only other item left is a luxury item that I am not sure if I'm going to take or not. We will see how everything packs into my backpack. I feel like I don't have much more than what I had last year for my West Coast Trail trip. Just a couple of items. I have less clothes, so hopefully it fits in well. And if I have room, I'm gonna bring my Kindle. It's this tiny Kindle. It would be cool to have it at night if I want to read, but we will see if I have room for it. Apart from that, I think that's a wrap. So I'm going to leave it at that for now. And what I'll include in the video is me putting everything into my backpack and then putting it out. But I'll put it in the backpack and wear it so you can see what it looks like, and then unpack it again. And what I wanted to say is that if anybody has any comment about my gear choice, I know a lot of it is personal, but if you have experience and you find something that is much better, that you really liked, or maybe some of the gear I picked, you think, poor choice, tell me why, and you know, what's your experience, and you know, maybe I'll consider changing some things. Otherwise, if you also have questions, if you're not an experienced hiker and you're looking at this and this is all new to you and you're like, wow, I'm still wondering about certain things, put it into the comments and I will look at your questions and I will absolutely make sure I answer the questions in future videos. The other thing I was going to say too is, remember, if you've watched the prior videos, that I am doing this to raise awareness at the same time as following my dream to raise awareness for two nonprofit, Big Brother Big Sister of New Hampshire, as well as the Special Olympics of British Columbia. And I wanted to add something here because I was talking to some of my cousins and family member when I was visiting my mom in Quebec, and I was asking them to subscribe to the channel, and they're like, well, why subscribe? That we can watch the video. And I'm like, yeah, that's a very fair question. So I explained to them that if you subscribe to my channel, you're helping me reach the goal of which is a minimum of 1,000 subscriber, so that YouTube will in turn monetize my channel. What does that mean is, like, if I get to 1,000 subscriber, YouTube will start to give me some money because I'm making them money basically. And what's important to say is, if they start to pay me, I am not keeping this money for myself. I am in turn taking that money and giving it back to my two nonprofit, to my two charities. So if you subscribe, and it's free for you, it doesn't cost you anything. You just have to subscribe, you just have to have a Gmail and log on to YouTube. And if you subscribe to my channel, you will then help me reach the 1,000 subscriber. I think I've only got like 150 right now. So seems far, but if you don't ask, you don't get. So I'm asking you out there, if you're watching this video and you want to help me, if you enjoy watching the video, please subscribe, like, comment. You'll be helping me by motivating me. I will know that there are people out there following my journey, and you will also be helping the nonprofit without even taking, having to write a check. It'll be YouTube who will be giving me the money to give to those charities. So hopefully that makes sense. My cousin said, oh, you need to explain that because, not a lot of people, I'm sure a lot of people know about it, but if you've not been on YouTube that much, I guess you wouldn't necessarily know. I certainly didn't know before I started to look into creating a channel myself. So I thank you. I thank you for listening. I am excited about the beginning of my journey, hopefully to be started real soon. So in the meantime, stay tuned and thanks for watching.